Hey guys, it's Comic Uno, and today I'm doing my topic video on what DC reboot titles should get canceled. And I have a list of 5 titles of which I think should get canceled because of low reviews, low ratings of bad reviews of a series, low sale, and they didn't get a lot of money for the title in September. So I want to just talk about those type of titles because DC Reboot has 52 titles, and they probably want to get different characters, new characters to the DC reboot and get more series. So I think they're probably gonna have to cancel a couple that haven't been giving a lot of money and haven't been getting raving ratings. So I'm gonna tell you which I think are gonna get canceled because they got one of them or some of them gonna have to get canceled soon. So my guess in a couple more months we'll see some series get canceled because they just didn't make it and a lot of people didn't like it. But the first title I think is going to get canceled is Static Shock, just because the story is not that great. I read the first issue. I didn't like it, and then I read a lot of other people's reviews, and they didn't like it, and they even tried to change up the writer for this and have a new creative team. So that's obviously showing that the series is not doing so well. So Static Shock is one of those series I think is on the borderline of getting canceled. Like, they're trying so hard because Static Shock is a popular character, but maybe they could bring him on a team or something and just not have his own solo series. And I think that's one series that's going to get canceled. Another is Hawk and Dove. I haven't read this title personally, but got really low sales um, for the September 2011, or not really low sales, but low sales for DC Reboot because that's been doing great. So it was on the bottom of the list, and I didn't hear that much great stuff about the series. Like again, reviews I've heard, I didn't hear great stuff. In Hawk and Dove, I think maybe they do better in Birds of Prey. Again, maybe these are characters that just don't deserve a solo series, and maybe they just can't hold their own. But that's okay. It doesn't mean they're a bad character. It just might mean that they didn't do so great in their own series, but they might do great in a team series. So maybe Birds of Prey, I think, would be great, or maybe another team they could join. So we'll have to see. Another series which I was disappointed that was pretty bad was Green Arrow, which again, they got new writers and a new creative team for that series because it wasn't doing so well and got some bad reviews for it because the art's not good, the story's not really going in a great place. So I don't know if it got low sales or not for the series, but I heard there was a lot of disappointments with the character. So maybe the new writing people and new creative team will help, but if it doesn't, I think it could get canceled. Maybe they'll wait a little while till they have another Green Arrow solo series. Because personally, Green Arrow is one of my favorite characters, and I was very disappointed to see that this series is not that great. And I actually dropped the series just because it's not going so well until maybe reviews. I hear higher reviews for it, and maybe it'll be an awesome series if they got a new creative team. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see if that gets canceled also. Another one is I, Vampire. Hold on, drop my card. Another one is I, Vampire, and I, Vampire I read a little bit of, and I felt like that's another one that actually didn't get that great of sales. I think I, Vampire is just not a great series. Like I said, I read it, I didn't really love it, and I feel like they just put I, Vampire because they had I, Zombie and Vertigo, which I think is a pretty good series, so maybe they're just trying to go off that fame and just have a totally different series, which was called I, Vampire, which, again, didn't have that great of sales for September 2011. Which is actually surprising because in my comic book store they sold out, so I had to actually wait for it. But, so that's a little surprising, but it did have low sales for September. Another one is Voodoo, which I think, I'm not sure of, that at least I heard Power Girl's gonna be on in that series, but I'm not sure about that. So that might not get canceled because a lot of people like Power Girl. But I read that series and I didn't really love it. The story wasn't that great either. I don't think it's gonna last. Those are the 5 series I think are going to get canceled just because they're really on the borderline of not a great series. So those are the 5 titles I think might get canceled. I want to hear the titles you think are going to get canceled. What do you think is going to get canceled first, and why you think they're going to get canceled? Because like I said, they're going to have to cancel some series to bring new series and bring characters that they didn't have. So I'm excited to see what gets canceled, and hopefully not my favorites, which I don't think so because a lot of my favorites are getting good sales and good reviews. But hopefully it's not one of our favorites, and hopefully DC doesn't cancel one of our favorites of everybody's favorites and my favorites. But if these are your favorites, I want to hear your opinion on what you think is going to get canceled first. So this was Comic Uno. I hope you enjoyed this topic video, and there will be another topic video with the next set of my reviews, which is going to be next week. And I hope you enjoyed, and this was Comic Uno. See you guys.